What's up, everybody? Fox here, and today we're going to talk about my very first AK-47, what kind of got me into the AK-47 world. And of course, you guessed it, we are going to do a little bit of customization on it. Most all of the guns that I will always keep in my collection, I like to paint up, spray paint, and kind of make them uniquely mine. Spring is definitely in the air. We just got out of some really crummy weather here in the mountains, including rain, tornadoes, all the above. So the creek is somewhat rolling, and I figured it'd be a good day to get out there and spray paint my SAM7UF and do a little bit of table talk about this gun. So I hope everybody decides to stick around, watch this, and enjoy, and get back to you here shortly.
now we shall let it dry.
All right, guys, as you can see, it is an awesome day to be outside. So perfect timing to be able to get that Arsenal UF spray painted up. Right now it's gonna set out for 24 hours. We'll leave it outside in the sun, bring it in, let it cure up, and unwrap it, take a look at it, and get more into the story time of it. So I'm gonna give this 24 hours. We'll see you in just a second. So it has been exactly 1 second. Actually, it's been not quite 24 hours, but close enough to untape this beauty and see what we're working with now. And the UF to me looks pretty good. We'll get some close-ups of it here in a minute, but I thought it would be a good time to set out here on another really nice day and give a real quick little talk about how I acquired this gun and a little bit of its history. I'm not going to bore you guys too much. I kind of leave the really good storytelling to Misha, but kind of part of me being involved with the channel, I would like to kind of explain a little bit of history on my quote-unquote first AK. So I kind of lied. This isn't exactly my first AK. This would actually be kind of my second AK. It's just the first AK I acquired after selling off a lot of my guns. Without getting too personal and diving down that rabbit hole, my first actual AK to buy from Misha was in, I think, 2009, maybe 2008, and it was a Wasser 10. I think I purchased it for like $300, somewhere around in there, 325 bucks. And around that same month, he got in a batch of the Czechoslovakian VZ58s or 2008 Sportsters, and I acquired one of those as well. So those were really my first two long guns or AK variants. And I'd held on to both of those for a number of years, and of course acquired other guns along that journey from Misha and friends, family, and local gun shops. And to make a really long story short, what kind of always drew me to firearms and guns in general, other than just the aspect of shooting and collecting, was that they tend to hold their value or go up in price. So to kind of cut down on this long story, me and my family wanted to move back to the mountains. I'd taken a job out of state, and we had always had land in the mountains over here, and we wanted to build. And whenever it came time to constructing the road and access to the land, it was extremely expensive. And the time being, my Wasser 10 and VZ58 had went significantly up in value. And to make a long story short, I was able to sell those off for a whole lot more than they were worth, especially whenever the pandemic and everything was starting to come on. So I had went without a good AK for quite some time. So I think I acquired this one in 2019. This was actually won by a buddy of mine who entered a lottery drawing at a local gun shop. And I think he had spent like maybe $100 on this gun. And this was something he wasn't really into. He wasn't a big AK collector. He was more into hunting rifles and things like that. So he had hit me up about this, and I thought a fair price at the time, even though these were selling for quite a bit of money. I think I wound up getting it for like $800 and maybe a couple of bottles of bourbon. So this is really the first gun that got me back into a higher end AK-47. Although I had several family members with nice AKs and other great firearms, I was kind of without an AK for quite some time. And this gun kind of holds a little bit of value to me because this kind of was acquired whenever we had moved back into the mountains, and this is really what started my love for firearms again versus just having some in the safe. And kind of coming back to this area really allowed me and Misha to be able to reconnect. There was a good little bit of time there where I was out of pocket and out of state. So this is kind of on my journey of firearms, and with this channel, this is kind of what jump-started the AK love again for me. So yeah, that's a little bit of a history on this. I have put close to who knows, probably 5,000 rounds through this. It seemed to be the gun I shot the most just because it's what I had of the AK variant. And with ammo being so expensive, I laid off for quite some time, but now able to get back on it. I did polish the bolt here and the charging handle just because it was starting to wear out so much. And I thought it looked kind of neat with the chrome on there. And of course, painting it just kind of makes it mine and where it'll probably always stay with me, or at least in the family. Just for kind of funny here, I'm gonna go ahead and show a link of the VZ58 that I got from Misha, I think in 2009. But anyways, I'd had a small YouTube channel with absolutely nothing on it, and I thought it would be neat to post the VZ58 video. This was actually pre-Mishaco channel, so I will drop a link for that here. Please don't laugh. This was actually at Misha's cabin, and I think it was even 6 months or so before I'd posted the video. So anyways, there is that for you to check out, and that was my first, that was actually the second gun I ever bought in the long rifle world, so enjoy. Yeah, so that's a little bit of history with myself, Misha, and what brought me back to the mountains of the Ozarks, and a little bit of history on this SAM7UF. This is just, to me, one of the funnest guns I have to shoot, and it's kind of an eye catcher. Everyone I send it to usually always says the same thing. This is kind of what they picture whenever I talk about an AK-47. It's got the classic look to it, and I really haven't done anything to it whatsoever. Changed the grip out, paracorded the tail here, and of course now spray painted it. But anyways, I hope this was more of a relaxing video for you guys. I tried not to talk the entire time I was spray painting, and just kind of wanted to do something different, and I knew I was going to paint this gun, so why not bring you guys along. We'll jump into some stills of this, kind of get some footage of it in the woods, and let you guys really admire it, mouth it. But I wanted to kind of tell this story because I think it's important to never really give up on what you want in life. I'm not trying to get inspirational or anything here, and skip this if you don't want to hear it, but this was really kind of, I guess you could say, a milestone in my life to be able to come back and collect firearms and reunite with my family and form a relationship with Misha again after years spent away, and of course be involved in the channel. But anyways, let's jump into looking at this gun. And as always, if you can, please like, share, subscribe. The more you guys comment, the more you guys tell me about your stories, the better, and it makes the channel grow. As always, this is Fox, and thanks for tuning in. And on behalf of Misha, we'll catch you very soon next time.